When I figured out that I was gay, I had to tell my family. That was it was just going to be part of making it real. I came out at a Jack in the Box, invited my parents to have a meal with me, and I said there was something that they needed to know, which was that I didn't say that I was gay, I said, but I was president of the Lesbian and Gay Student Organization.
He told me that he was gay, and I apparently did not hear him say that. You know, I didn't take it very well. So I had never known about gay. I just didn't know. But there was never any question about my accepting him. Just do what's in your heart.
Since he arrived in the Bay Area in 1989, Charlie Spiegel has been a leader in the effort to protect the rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people. He helped develop a West Coast base for Lambda Legal, a national LGBT civil rights organization, and his leadership and activism have increased even more since he became a dad 12 years ago.
From my perspective as Chief Deputy City Attorney working on the marriage equality cases and now the Prop 8 challenge, it's tremendously important to have somebody like Charlie out there really focused on organizing lesbian and gay families and making them visible.
When I came out as a gay person, I felt like the saddest part of it was that I would never have children. It was the part I couldn't figure out.
Charlie always had a yearning to be a parent. It was apparent to me and to my husband that this was a desire on his part for a long, long time.
When Charlie and Jim came to us, it's about 13 years ago, to adopt, we had done a few other gay and lesbian adoptions, but not very many. And I think Charlie was really at the kind of the beginning of the crest.
We have to choose the birth mom we want to work with, but more importantly, she has to choose us as an adoptive couple. We got matched with her through our brochure at Thanksgiving of 1996, and she didn't want to meet us until the hospital. And she had given birth, and we walked in, and the first thing I could think of to say was, "Is anybody hungry?" And in fact, she was very hungry. She wanted a burger. So I was like, okay, this I can handle. So I went out, you know, because it's quite a concept. You're meeting your child for the first time, and you're meeting a woman who's going to give you that child, you know, within 2 or 3 days. But when I took Nora's mother for her to leave, and I put her in a taxi cab, and I brought flowers, and then as the cab drove off, it was the moment when I totally lost it emotionally, because it was like, this is really real. Like, this woman just gave birth, and she entrusted her child to us, and she's going to drive off. Nora's mom, Joanne, relinquished, and we went to Randy Bencannon at Adoption Connection, and we were still worried that she was going to change her mind and come take Nora away from us. And Randy said to us not to worry about Joanne changing her mind, but to worry about the stability of Joanne's life. And it was this moment realizing that we kind of had another person who mattered a great deal. In fact, when Nora was 5, Joanne died at the age of 39. And it's really that experience that Adoption Connection and Randy Bencannon gave us, because if she hadn't given us that advice early on, and we hadn't been able to hear it and go with it, we might not have put Nora in touch with her birth mother that early or that often. And then the chance would have been gone.
When they called me and said, "Hey, how would you like to be a grandmother?" I just whooped up. I was so happy. I have one leg that's considerably shorter than the other. In the morning when I have to get dressed and showered, I can't do it alone.
Charlie's mother, Ruth, receives home care from JFCS's Seniors at Home program, enabling her to remain independent.
Seniors at Home is a perfect fit because they're happy to provide a helper for 2 hours in the morning. That's all I need. It's the reason why I'm able to be very mobile and live a life.
My father got to embrace my daughter, and accept her as his granddaughter. And here she is, this little Latina kid, and he was accepting her without doubt as his granddaughter and the new fun person in the family. And I think somehow seeing that made it more real for me. We became one of the families who was willing to be interviewed.
Partners for 16 years, Jim Emery and Charlie Spiegel adopted Nora 3 years ago.
She was adopted by Jim and Charlie, a gay couple who consider themselves a family.
Nowadays, you see it much more on TV, but at the time, there weren't the positive models.
The fact that my dad's gay doesn't matter to me and my friends. It doesn't depend on who you marry, it depends on who you are. Even when my dad and me are arguing, no matter how bad it gets, we still love each other. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamoti lechaminah.
Amen. As I started to focus on having a family, gay and lesbian parents became a real passion for me.
Charlie Spiegel was really the founder of our Family Coalition as a Bay Area-wide organization. He really was a visionary in recognizing the value of having a Bay Area-wide family organization that can advocate on behalf of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender-headed families.
It was organizations like JFCS which said, we're going to look at this honestly and say, no, these people can be parents. It really continues through a lot of the different JFCS programs like Parents Place, which has always been open to Jewish, non-Jewish, straight, gay, and it's an incredible resource and service. It's wonderful to see agencies from this community not be followers, but be leaders.
So when I first met Charlie, he was a real estate lawyer. Then they adopted Nora. And then as Nora got older, he realized that he could use his legal skills in a different way. And we met a couple of years ago when he talked to me about thinking about going into adoption law.
The opportunity to, when I turned 50, start doing professionally full-time what I've always been trying to squeeze into the off hours. It's wonderful. I could never have imagined the joys of having a child.
That's what. All right.
I told you, Newman won. I told you.
Good job.
And so now I have someone, like I canoed with my father, she's canoeing with me. It's a wonderful, wonderful gift.